Wow. Okay. Hi, good evening, guys. Let's just wait for a few more minutes for other people. What happened? What the? Okay, there. Okay. Hi, good evening, guys. Let's just wait for a few more minutes. Um, can anyone tell me, is the participant's name blocking the shared screen?
Oh, it's fine. It's okay.
Is it blocking it?
Oh, it's not. It's okay.
It's okay. Okay, thank you. Because uh, last week it was blocking the screen. I don't know why, but I have it on my other screen. So I'm confused what what causes it. Okay. Oh, okay. I think this is enough, and let's just wait for the others to join in the middle of the talk. Okay, so hi, good evening, everyone, and I'm glad that you are back for the continuation of the talk we didn't finish last week. I think the worldwide situation is pretty much the same everywhere now. Oh, by the way, I have to confirm, is my voice clear for everyone? Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, thank
Clear.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, like I said, the worldwide situation is pretty much the same everywhere now. And once again, it's a relief to see the familiar names here, right? It's a relief to see you all again. And as many of you know, we are the member supported Pure Land Buddhism Center of the Philippines, and we've been doing talks about Buddhism and reading stories such as the one we're gonna have tonight, that has Buddhist values we can apply in our daily lives. Okay, so let's just start straight away. Why does this keep popping? Okay, anyway, so um, we need to read the story again. I know we read it last week, but just to refresh our memories, I need two volunteers to read the first half and then the rest. Does anyone want to read?
Hi, Len. I'm sorry. They're watching boxing now, so it's kind of noisy here. I'll pass today.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's okay, Kevs. And anyone else who would like to read, who can read the story for tonight?
I can add Dylan.
Okay, yes, Isabel, please. Thank you.
A merchant once asked the famous thinker Watanabe Kazan 1793-1841 the secrets of business success. Watanabe obligingly came up with the following rules. Get up before your servants. 2. Treat a small spender with greater consideration than a big spender. 3. When a customer returns an item he is displeased with, treat him with even greater courtesy than when he bought it. 4. The more you prosper, the more frugal you should be. 5. Write down every cent you spend on yourself. 6. Don't forget the termination of your first business venture. 7. When a competitor opens up in the neighborhood, develop a cordial relation with him and encourage one another warmly. 8. When you open a branch store, lay in food for 3 years. In all ages, early to bed, early to rise has been a secret of success.
Okay, thank you, Isabel. And can I have someone else to read the rest of the story, please? The one on the right side.
I'll try, Len.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Sandy.
Right. There is tendency to make much of rich people and slight the poor, but it is imperative to look after the needs of the poor and take their side. Likewise, however inconvenient it may be to do so, it is important to sympathize with others and deal with them courteously. The more others respect and admire you, the more circumspect you need to be in words and deeds. Everything in this world, even a scrap of paper, exists as a means of attaining the purpose of life and must be treated with respect. If you are fortunate enough to enjoy great success, you should never forget the spirit of the beginner and not grow indolent and arrogant. When a rival comes along, he should be appreciated as someone who has appeared to spur you on greater efforts and self improvement. Kindness does not only benefit others, it benefits you yourself as well. Spare no effort to see the others live in perfect contentment.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Isabel and Sandy. So, uh, last week we discussed the first four rules that Watanabe Kazan gave us. I will go. I will quickly go through each one so we are refreshed of what's it about. So, okay, we went with this one. Then this is Watanabe Kazan. We know that he is a high-ranking samurai during the Edo period, although impoverished. And these are all the rules he gave us. So we go to the first one. Get up before your servants. We can take this literally as getting up early is a good habit to have so we can accomplish more stuff, right? And also, we can take this rule metaphorically, and that is as a good leader, we have to set a good example. And as a boss, we have to be the pinnacle of good work ethics, a promoter of good virtue. And being the boss, you have to stay on top of things, meaning you should study and have a general idea on what everyone on your team does. This way, your subordinates know that they can never deceive you with poor work ethics and excuses. Okay, so I'll just run quickly through the first four because we have a lot to cover. And the second one is treat the small spender with greater consideration than the big spender. Okay, so this logic kind of looks faulty at first glance, but when you come to think of it, the small spenders are the lifeline of our business. These are the regular customers that you almost see day in day out in your store, whereas the big spenders are the ones who comes once in a while with their large purchases. So the small spenders are the ones who keep your business afloat. Okay, and then we have the third one. When a customer returns an item he is displeased with, treat him with even greater courtesy than when he bought it. What this rule is trying to say is pretty clear cut, right? Good service benefits the business and the customers alike. And attitude in business is very important. So have a pleasant one. Am I going too fast? It's, I think it's, yeah, just tell me if I'm going too fast. If there's anything you don't understand or you want to catch up with, tell me in the Skype group chat. And the fourth one is the more you prosper, the more frugal you should be. Okay, so most of us, when we have a sudden influx of money or income, we develop this grand illusion that we could spend so much more. It doesn't mean that we can't treat ourselves with good things, but this role is simply telling us to be more discerning on where we put our money at and still live within our means. So be watchful with your money. Don't break the bank because you lose sight of your spending. So these are the first four we have discussed last week. We just reviewed them. If there's something about them that's not clear, please let me know in the Skype group chat. So now we'll proceed to the fifth rule Watanabe Kazan gave us. This is write down every cent you spend on yourself. So I would like to ask you guys, do you practice this? Do you write down every penny you spend? Do you have a notebook? Yeah, Sandy.
Uh, I'm scared to see my expenses.
You're scared to see your spendings. Okay.
Yeah.
How about John?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I
Oh,
do keep.
oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that's great. This is good.
Yeah.
This is good practice.
Wow. Yes.
So good.
Yes, this is good
Yeah.
practice, guys. And even if you don't regularly do this, but maybe when you go on a trip, when you go on vacation, this is a good practice to do. Not only every cent you spend, but keep a journal or a diary of the happenings you have. And uh, this is a good way to track your activities and your expenses, right? For example, when I go on a trip, I do this beforehand, like 2 weeks before. I have this. Um, I want to show you. This kind of envelope that has different compartments. So yeah. So that I have there a slot for land travel like that, or for food, so that you only spend cash. Don't use the credit card as much as possible. I don't want to use credit cards, so I keep uh I keep myself on budget. I don't exceed my budget. So yeah, this is a good practice to do. Let's see, Skype. I don't have the journal for expenses, but I do keep receipts, whether it's online or actual receipt. Yeah, this is a good thing to do too. So when you have time to organize your expenses, then you can um yeah, you can keep track, right? You can go back on where you spent your money. So uh yeah, for those who do, uh I know this has benefited you so well, right? This is a great way of gauging if we're spending too much on unnecessary stuff. It'll be a great guide in handling our finances, right? Also, I think doing this practice prevents blaming others, especially when you live in a house with several other people, or, for example, when we share a room with someone like a dorm mate, especially back then, or if you're still in college. So sometimes our initial instinct when we lose money is that other people took it, right? Oh, maybe someone took it, or I've been robbed. But if we list all our spending, we will know where all our money went. And we will know for sure if our money is lost or stolen. So when we know where our money is going or where it went, we can also adjust our expenses accordingly, thus giving us peace of mind to do peace of mind, because we won't be guessing where our money suddenly went. And I know one person who's really good at doing this. It's Frank, right, Frank? You keep a lot of tab. Okay, maybe he can't speak the moment, but he does write everything he spends his money on. Oh yeah, can't talk right now. It's okay. Oh, Kevin said, I don't keep a journal, but I have a monthly quota for myself. But I want to start tracking. Oh, that's nice, right? Yeah. Yeah, I actually haven't been keen on my spendings lately, but I really have to get back to it really soon. Okay, some people are still typing. And yeah, that's cool if you keep a quota so you don't overspend. Sandy says, anyway, yes, just keep on typing there, guys, and I'll show the next rule. Okay, so the next rule is, oh, who is C? I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm seeing. C said, spending has grown exponentially this ECQ, so this is a good session. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad that you're getting something out of it. And yes, it's a good practice to do. Sandy said, I used to write, but every time I'm halfway of how much I spend, I stop tracking. Okay. Clip. Oh, hi, Clip. Welcome to the group. And we're glad to have you here. Okay, just keep on typing, guys. Well, yeah, maybe it's scary at first when you see how much you've been uh spending too much. Oh yes, Caroline, you can still join. Okay, so can anyone please guide her? I'll continue. Okay, so don't forget the determination of your first business venture. This is the sixth role that Watanabe Kazan gave us. It is always best to keep in mind our humble beginnings. This will continuously inspire, this will keep us continuously inspired and grounded. We can also share to others our experience so that they can be inspired too, right? So, uh, I think many of you or some of you are already doing your business. So it's important to remember this. Don't forget your humble beginnings. In one of the paragraphs of the story, it says, if you are fortunate enough to enjoy great success, you should never forget the spirit of the beginner and not grow indolent and arrogant. It's telling us to remain humble regardless of our financial or social status, right? And there's something in page 32 of the book we're using, something we forgot along the way that describes it best. So I want to share it with you. Let me check the. Okay. So this is it. On vanity. Vanity is the greatest cause of failure. As we rise in status and come into greater wealth, we begin to look down on others. Puff in vanity, we see nothing wrong with our behavior. But the stalk of rice with the most fruit bows the lowest. Any rise in status or increase in wealth must be accompanied by greater humility. We must become stalks of rice. It cannot be said too often. Don't be vain, right? So I think the message here is uh, clear. Don't be vain. Uh, Sometimes when it gets in our head, when we get a little rich or we get a bit successful than our friends, our family, we tend to put ourselves in such high esteem. And following that, we look down on others. Let's not be like that. Let's be like the stalk of rice that has the most fruit but bows the lowest. Be humble despite your financial status or your social status. And we also have a story from the same book that says, even if you become rich, never forget about your former poverty. But that's a different story that we'll tackle much later on. But from the title, we can say that it also advises us not to be vain and never forget where we came from, never forget our roots. Okay. Is that clear, guys? If you have questions, please ask me, please tell me, or yeah, type it in the Skype chat box and then we'll answer it later. Okay, if there are none, then I'll continue to the next one. Okay, so this one, when a competitor opens up in the neighborhood, develop cordial relations with him and encourage one another warmly. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is kind of hard to do, especially yeah, if uh, some businesses are pretty cutthroat and some businesses are pretty competitive. Sorry about that. So yeah, but the second to the last paragraph of the story gives a great insight about this rule. It says, when a rival comes along, he should be appreciated as it's someone who has appeared to spur you on greater efforts and self improvement. So, do you agree on this? Do you think your competitor is someone who would help you improve yourself or improve your business? What are your thoughts on this? Yes, Sandy.
Oh, I do agree
Oh, you do
with that.
agree.
It's just that sometimes you can't really avoid the feeling of a bit, I mean, the jealousy, or you're
Mm,
worried that maybe that they might take, the share, the stomach share of the business, but actually it will help you to improve the service to your, current clients,
uh,
just to keep
oh,
say,
yeah.
or keep, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's true. And how about John? You're going to say something? Where's John?
Uh,
Yeah,
well,
John.
yeah, when a competitor opens up, yes, yeah. Personally, in my experience, I would like to, share and encourage. Uh, there's encouragement between us, but you know, sometimes the in our profession it's highly competitive,
Mm,
and yeah, there's seniority, there's
mm,
hierarchy.
oh, yeah.
So sometimes it's really hard, but if you remain humble and you have this pure intention, I guess they will not, uh, treat you as a competitor. You just have to be patient with
Ah,
it. That's it.
okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so.
Sometimes, yeah. There's a saying that you cannot be friends with your competitor.
Oh, yeah.
Real friends, and the real friends, the real friendship. It's hard, yeah, because of the innate envy, jealousy,
Mm-hmm.
greed, arrogance. There's that feeling of seniority and hierarchy. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Thank you for your inputs too,
Mm.
John and Sandy. Yes, I like that you mentioned envy and the other stuff, seniority, stuff like that. It's pretty easy to get sucked up with the negative emotions that follows this kind of relationship, right? And you can never be real friends with your competitor, right? In business. But they also say keep your friends close and your enemy closer. So, but yeah, um, yeah, rivals and competitors is one of those things that push us for improvement, right? Rather than letting ourselves get eaten up by extreme dislike towards them, which probably will happen at first, it is best that we use their presence to our advantage. Treating a competitor like this may look phony, and most probably it will be at first, at least, but cordial relations towards our competitors promote healthy competition than destructive rivalry. And this applies also with competition among other people in the workplace, in school, or within our community, right? So we can also say that this is a form of giving kindness, giving our best selves despite the relationship we have with the other party. Wait, let me check Skype. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry I missed this, but let me read your answers. And Isabel said yes, I think she agrees that it promotes good relationship. Rolando said I've never had that before. That's good to do because I spend a lot of money without knowing where it goes. Oh, this goes for the journal, right? Writing, yeah. It will really give you peace of mind if you write everything down, every penny you spend on yourself, and you can keep track if you're spending too much on unnecessary stuff. That's one important thing too. Marvin said our competitors today may be our partners tomorrow. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's true. And you can learn a lot from them. And Isabel said we've studied that in our marketing subject. Oh yeah. That's good that it you tackle that. And maybe that's kind of basic, right? I've never studied marketing. And she said Cliff, right, is healthy competition, right? That's right. And Kevin said, yes, it will motivate you or the company to improve or innovate, which opens new or better opportunities for sale and growth. Yeah, that's true. Because, you're going to try to keep up with each other. And Anne says, yes, you can develop being innovative when there's a lot of competition around you. Yes, it's maybe a natural reaction because you nobody wants to get left behind. I think it's in our nature. And Kevin says, I think it is good deed. That's why it brings good results rather than planting jealousy and discord. Yeah, your attitude, your manner, or yeah, your attitude towards it will pretty much dictate what kind of effect you will get later on from this relationship. So if you have a good attitude or a pure, good intention when you welcome your competitors, then you will get good results later on. And true, you may develop another marketing strategy, be thoughtful and know your market more. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, rather than compete, Telma said partnership can be encouraged. Yeah, maybe later on you could dominate the market, just you two, huh? Like Globe and Smart. No, no bitter feelings there. Okay, anyway, so in general, respect everyone. The more we take care of others, we are planting good seeds on ourselves that will grow into good effects in the future. This is kindness, like what is said in the last paragraph of this story. Kindness does not only benefit others, it benefits you as well. Okay, so is everything clear with the seventh one? Okay, if you have no questions, I'll move on to the last rule. And this is when you open a branch store, lay in food for 3 years. So, uh, yeah, it took me a while to figure this out, but I know I want to know what you think about this, guys. Please put it in the Skype chat. Why is this a rule? Why did Watanabe Kazan left us this rule? When you open a branch store, lay in food for 3 years. Okay, so I want to know your opinion on that. But since, yeah, just put your opinions in Skype group chat. But the way I see it, um, this is generosity, and generosity is a good action or karma, and it will come back for sure, and it will be good for your business. Food is sustenance and can also be a symbol of several things, among which is abundance and wealth. This may have something to do with that too. So the business will always be nourished, so that it will be abundant in wealth. So um, food for 3 years uh, benefits the employees. Uh, Wait, let me see. Sustainability, peace of mind for the business. Yeah, like what Kevin said. So, food for 3 years as is actually for the employees. They have peace of mind that for 3 years their business will be good. For 3 years because there is food. This signifies that the business has enough resources to go on. But you might ask, why 3 years? Maybe because it would take 3 years for a business to finally take off and be self-sufficient. Although some say that it may take more years for a business to start earning, but this one is written in the 1800s, so they may have different standards then. If and maybe if you sell food, if your store sells food, then laying in free taste food is a great way to introduce what you're selling to. I thought maybe this is one a way of putting of explaining this rule to or applying this rule. Um, uh, because people like food, right? And free ones too. It's a good way to yeah. Yes, Suzette, do you want to say something?
Yeah. Hi, may I say something? Sorry, I couldn't type because I'm exercising.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to, yeah, I just want to say, see, my mom's a Buddhist, right? And now I'm
Mhm.
in the food business, right? I've been in the food business for a year, and then I had the school for 20 years, right? So anyway, just want to let you know that in the Buddhist Chinese belief,
Mhm.
ever since I was young, she always told me that it's okay if your employees or your helpers were to steal food there. If that's
Mm.
what they steal, that's okay. Don't, and then every time in their companies, I no longer work for them, right? I have my own thing. In their company, they always have a feast for the employees, whether it be Christmas or the company anniversary, or my mom's birthday or my brother's birthday. There's always food, noodles, etc. And then in
Mhm.
my case, what I do to my for my customers is whenever they receive their food tray, I make it a point to always give freebies, free ube rolls, free
Yeah.
chocolate rolls there. So they feel happy. They feel that they're able to share more with their neighbors, with their friends, with their kids. Because yeah, food is sustenance. And my mom always told me that when you, uh, whenever you impart food, it's luck there. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this, right? But ever since I was young, that was the teaching for us. Do not feel bad if your employees were to steal food because it's food.
Okay, yes, thank you very much for that insight, Suzette. Yeah, that's something new to me about the stealing one. It's okay if it's food because it's sustenance. But yeah, so in general, I think from based from your answers and based from your answers, this encompasses generosity. Food should be given, food should be shared. So this is good for business. Okay. Thank you very much for all of that input. Okay. So these are the 8 rules that Watanabe Kazan gave us for business. And as a quick recap, get up before your servants means lead by example. Treat a small spender with greater consideration than the big spender means small spenders are the lifeline of your business. When a customer returns an item he is displeased with, treat him with even greater courtesy than when he bought it. Attitude is important in business, so have a pleasant one. And the fifth one, the more you prosper, the more frugal you should be. Don't break the bank because you lose sight of your spending. And then write down every cent you spend yourself on yourself. Monitor spending to give us peace of mind. And don't forget the determination of your first business venture is remember your humble beginnings. Share experience to beginners. And when a competitor opens up in the neighborhood, develop cordial relation with him and encourage one another warmly. Because healthy competition is better over destructive rivalry. And the last one, when you open up a branch store, lay in food for 3 years. This is generosity, good action that will bring good results later on. So, even though it says rules for business, I pretty much think that you can pick up a thing or two you could apply in your daily life. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in business to apply Watanabe Kazan's rules. Okay. And before we close, there are 2 quotes in the story that I would like to give focus on. First one is early to bed, early to rise has been the secret of success. Um, I think this is a literal statement. It's because when one wakes up, you can have enough time to accomplish the things you need to do. No cramming, no rushing, and ends up in getting things well done. But since we're in the topic of kindness, oh, sorry, competition. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed this, Jamie. But competition is healthy for business. It will force you to innovate, staying ahead. Yet, yeah, rivalry can be intimidating. Thank you for your input. So, going back, since we're in the topic of kindness benefits oneself, uh, doesn't only benefit others, it also benefits oneself. Early to bed, early to rise is a kind of kindness we can do to others because if we get enough sleep, we feel better when we wake up. And when you feel better, you have good mood and you can deal better with people and situations, right? You can accomplish things well and you can have better relationship with people. Yes. Yeah, depends on your job really. I mean, like me and Kevin, our work is in the early morning, but we try hard to catch up on the sleep, right, Kevs? And and the second one, yeah, is right, Kevin, right? So, and the second one is the more others admire you, the more circumspect you need to be in words and deeds. As someone in position, you are revered, revered, how do you say it? Please help me, or respected by your subordinates. They may emulate your words and actions, so it's best to proceed with caution with whatever you say or do. Because for sure, some people are bound to follow your example. Okay. If you sleep more than 8 hours, you easily. Oh my. It's a good thing I don't. So, yeah, so everything we've discussed here is not all unfamiliar for us, right? We may have heard them, some of them, and just forgotten. So you may choose to follow all or just some that would fit you really well. Doesn't hurt to try, right? And as we as I mentioned, it doesn't only apply in a business setting. You can apply it in your household too. So the story is longer than the ones we talk about in every Wednesday night readings, but I hope you were able to pick a thing or two that you could use for your everyday life. But that's it for tonight. And thank you very much. I'm glad that you all could join. And until next time, good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Len.
you.
Thank
Good
you
night,
very
guys. Take
good
care.
night. Where
Thank
do I?
you. Good
Thank you, Len.
night.
Thank you.
Bye bye.